We're back at the Eye here in Orlando, Florida at the Potato Expo. It is day number 2. We have another day to go. Don't forget at 9:15, join us as we reveal the next Spud Nation Throwdown. This is going to be the finals, and then we're going to announce the winner at 2 o'clock, right after Merrill Hodge gives his inspiring presentation for us. Back to the business of potatoes. Cedric Porter is back with us. Now, Cedric, yesterday we spoke before you had a chance to walk around the show floor. I'd love to get your observations, what you're seeing here at the Potato Expo and how it relates to your field, which is that global potato economy.
The global potato economy. Yeah, wandering around, it's interesting to see a lot of the technology and a lot of investment in technology and a lot of investment in better precision agriculture, if you like, in terms of better use of pesticides, fertilizers, water. And these are big issues around the world and the ones that we'll all be looking at. And it's great to see that there's some real innovation out there and there's some really serious minds thinking about it. And not just from within agriculture, you've got scientists and investors coming from outside agriculture. And there's digital technology coming together with some of the practical knowledge and the technical expertise that's here. And you're seeing, I think that's really sort of strikes me perhaps more this year than in previous years. It's about really thinking about some of the solutions and thinking about new ways of doing it, and that'll operate all around the world. And the issues of water and climate change are, of course, massive issues all over the world.
One of the things that I've noticed probably in the past 2 years, especially with Silicon Valley entrepreneurs getting into the food world, all of a sudden we're the cool guys in food.
Yeah.
So to your point, we're attracting people from Harvard and Stanford and people who never would have touched agriculture before.
Yeah.
And when I see that, it makes me very happy that we're really going to be elevating agriculture to all new levels. Are you seeing that globally as well?
I think so. And actually, I think some of those digital guys, they quite actually like dealing with something real, something physical. You know, their minds in the literally in the cloud sometimes,
right.
And it's all about data and this, that, and the other. But then they can actually see that and use that and touch the ground as well, touch the soil, and then produce the food from that. I think they like to see and you know the sort of idea of millennials looking at food more seriously and enjoying food more seriously. I think it probably works quite well. You would think they probably would be the two sectors that would be most far apart, the high tech and the farming, but there does seem to be a sort of confluence there, which is very
realness there. And if you look at Kimball Musk, for example, with everything that he's doing, you know, he and his brother making a fortune in software, and you know, one brother goes on to do Tesla and SpaceX, and the other brother is in the food business and opens restaurants and is out there really lecturing on how important food is to his fellow Silicon Valley billionaires who are now all investing in food.
Yeah, and I suppose, I mean, if you take it to the extreme of someone like Bill Gates as well, that a lot of his focus now is on better food security and improvement. We're being handed a microphone.
Yeah.
So Bill Gates is really looking at that and food security and improving the food chains and security in Africa. That's a real focus for him. So I think a lot of people they want to make their money and then see something real physical there.
Well, if you look at the Gates Foundation, who are putting hundreds of millions of dollars towards exactly what you're talking about, and they've also been able to attract a lot of food entrepreneurs to work for them, basically for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they've made their millions, and now they're helping really have this think tank understand agriculture and what should be happening with it. And I think you're right. I think it's fabulous that we have that kind of effort. So if you look in your crystal ball with everything that you're seeing here at the Potato Expo, everything that you're seeing globally, where are we going to be in 5 years? We've talked to a lot of people. Some people are real concerned about NAFTA, the impact that that's going to have on potatoes if it does go away. We're looking at Brexit, as we talked about yesterday. You know, what are the future? And maybe it's not 5 years. Maybe it's 2 years. What do we look at for potatoes?
I mean, my presentation this afternoon in one of the breakout sessions in the processing session is really looking at where there's this not quite insatiable, but big demand for potatoes. And where can the potatoes really be grown in the world successfully and efficiently and sustainably? And there's a few areas in the world that you could identify. It's North America. It's along the Canadian U.S. border, really, and then other pockets of the U.S. as well. And then you've got, of course, the focus there in Europe, bits of China, bits of Australia, bits of whatever. But really, I can see that a lot of the supply in the world is really going to come from North America, and it's going to come from Europe. Europe has become a much bigger player and a real strong competitor for North America. And I think North America needs to be mindful of that and concerned about that, and see how it can respond to that. But I think, for 5 years' time, 10 years' time, I still think the focus is really going to be in those areas. But there is always the opportunity for new kids on the block to come in. We've seen Turkey becoming quite a large exporter of frozen fries in the last couple of years. So there's always the opportunity. So you do need to keep on your toes. But the opportunity and the advantage is there for the established players. But like any established players, there can be a disruptive player who comes in. You see Walmart is being disrupted by Amazon. That can happen. So always be mindful of that, but concentrate what you're doing, concentrate and do it well, do it better, new products, do it more sustainably, better use of resources and whatever. But be mindful to keep on your toes, because there might be someone coming out from the back, and there might be a new investor entirely who sees that this is a good market to be in, and some serious money comes in from outside, like we've been talking about some of the.
Well, look at what the Resnicks did, with pomegranates, with tangerines, and with pistachios.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming. No. People who were not involved in the food world, who now really own those three commodity groups and have branded them.
And I think the great thing with potatoes, it's such a wide category. You've got your frozen fries in one area, you've got then specialties in another end, and frozen specialties. But then you've got, at the other end, there's real opportunities for perhaps some of the smaller guys to be doing specialist fresh potatoes, different coloured potatoes, different shapes potatoes. The health benefit potatoes, I don't think we're really not making enough of the health benefits. We're all now being encouraged to go back to carbohydrate diets. In the UK, there was something in the London Times about carbohydrate diets. This is what you should be having, but no mention of potatoes in there. It had every other type of carbohydrate, but the most popular and the best value, and actually the best nutritionally for you, the potato. I suppose it's seen by some outside the industry as being a boring potato, but we've got to make it somehow much more exciting and sexy.
Well, some of the other discussions that we've had here at the Eye has related to nutrition, and APRI, funding over $1 million this past year for more research in that.
Yeah.
So my hope is that between Potatoes USA and National Potato Council, we can get that word out there.
Yeah.
So Cedric, thanks again
Thank
so
you.
much. Looking forward to your lecture later today. Going to take a break. Don't forget, 9:15 Spud Nation Throwdown starts. We'll be back.